What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Boulder Media Radio. I'm your host, Javier, and I hope you guys had an awesome Labor Day weekend. I almost said 4th of July. I'm a little off by just, 6+ weeks, almost 8 weeks, something like that. Anyways, I hope you guys had an awesome Labor Day weekend. I've got a new background, and I'm not sure if this background is feeling me or not. I guess I didn't think too much about it. Even my wife tried to convince me not to probably do a black background because my skin complexion, obviously hair. Anyways, well, I just want to make sure that you guys had a great Labor Day weekend. I had a good one. I actually was fortunate to go up to, not prepared whatsoever. I was fortunate to go up to, where did I go? Salida. There we go. We went to Salida, and I was fortunate to go up there and have some fun in Salida. Basically, it's a small town that's about, 2 hours west of where we live. And essentially, the best way to kind of put this is that it's a small mountain town, and we went out there for we went for a wine fest. So yes, I and my wife and a few friends indulged on wine. And I love wine a lot. If you don't like wine, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm a big fan of wine. And we had a lot of fun there, guys. We were able to just, enjoy different types of Colorado wines and also out of state and out of country type wines as well, too. And I guess my friends weren't aware that I'm somewhat of a wine connoisseur. I would not label myself that whatsoever. But I do enjoy my wine and kind of have a better understanding as I continuously drink it. So that's what I did this Labor Day weekend. We went to Salida, stayed at the bed and breakfast up there. I think it's called Thomas House. I believe is what it's called. Bed and breakfast, pretty sweet. Small town. So a lot of local shops and stuff like that. And I love it. I love going to places like that where it's all small and local and supporting the local community, supporting the local economy as well too. We got back on Sunday, and we just kind of hung out. And yesterday, we barbecued. I smoked some meat. So if you saw some pictures on Facebook, you saw that I was smoking some meat. It was good stuff, guys. So can't complain. If you guys are following us on our podcast, podcast is Boulder Media Radio. Make sure you guys download our podcast. You can go to iTunes and download it. You can go to Stitcher and download it. We're also, we got a couple other podcast stations that we're working with as well too. And what we're just trying to do is create more value, create more content, help build your business through marketing and sales. And, the idea is that we educate you, train you, and hopefully, drive you with some sort of purpose and understanding on how to actually do this stuff correctly. It's something that I've been doing for quite a long time. I've been running a business for 10 plus years. I've been very successful doing it, and now I want to give back in a different way. And so this is why we do these live shows, and this is why I created Boulder Media Solutions as a digital media agency to help customers, to help basically companies that need help with marketing, okay, that need help with digital marketing. And some people don't know what digital marketing is. And there's a fly hanging out. Oh, I'm going to kill this fly. Oh, this fly needs to die. Okay. So we help companies improve their marketing and improve their brand awareness. We help them make sure they get in front of their customers. We make sure that we let them know about who they are, create nurture campaigns, and just ways to just get them to start buying and trusting your brand and your product or services that you offer for your industry. And so, the goal is we want to make you guys successful. And this is one of the reasons why we do these podcasts and these webcasts and live shows is to educate our future consumers. Because what's going to happen is that you guys might be able to take some of this information and actually leverage it and grow your business, which is awesome. And we cannot be happier for you. And there's going to be others that just can't figure it quite out, So, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you guys need help and you guys need more guidance and consulting and coaching, that's what we're here for, guys. That's what we're trying to do is really build you guys up. So if you guys are watching live, please make sure you guys put hashtag live. If you guys are watching this on replay, please make sure you put hashtag replay. and we're going to get this show going. I think this is episode 20, okay? And I think I'm getting slightly lost because we've had several episodes recently, and we're also doing daily trainings as well, too. So I believe this is episode 20, which is, I guess you could almost say, groundbreaking for us because we've done 20 episodes. We have 20 episodes of really awesome content that you guys can leverage and grow your company and just help you guys just get stronger, better, and all that stuff. So our topic for today is testimonies and case studies can create easy revenue if you do it right, if it's done right. That's right, Paul, working it out. I did have a workout this afternoon for lunch. It was good. So testimonies are huge, especially in a service-based type industry. They're not bad for product. I mean, let's face it, whenever you buy something, where you go, you don't always Google it. You are going to probably go to Amazon to find out more about a product so that you can actually learn more about it and see if it's something that's worth it to you to invest in. And so the whole purpose behind testimonies and case studies is to create more social proof, okay? We need to have social proof as consumers to see if a product or service is actually going to work for you or anybody else. We also need case studies and testimonies to essentially build up the case of why you need something. What happens is that people will start relating to a case study or testimony based on what others are saying, okay? And what I'm saying by this is that if there's someone that is relatable, some sort of topic, some sort of issue, some sort of challenge, and it's relatable to you and everybody else, then what's going to happen is that you start building a case for why you need this product or service. And that's the whole point of testimonies and case studies. Essentially, what you're trying to do is you're trying to alleviate this alleviate this purchase where people are going to be scared of purchasing, like buyer's remorse. You're trying to alleviate that buyer's remorse, which is very, very common in anything. I mean, my wife and I bought a car back in April, I believe, and there was a slight amount of buyer's remorse, but at the same time, we needed a car. Do you see what I'm saying? And we did some research on some certain cars, and what we did from there is we started investigating. And this goes with anything, guys. There's always a sense of buyer's remorse on things that you buy, and that's why you want to create case studies and testimonies to alleviate some of that buyer's remorse, because it will happen, but they also help in the buying process and the post-buying process as well too. If you do it right, you'll be able to actually generate a lot of revenue with your clients that have had great success. Okay, this fly is antagonizing me. Okay, so first thing is I'm going to kind of go through my list that I have here. And we got these stats. I actually don't have the actual source, the website source, so I'll post it in the comments below later. But from just kind of doing some research, 72% of consumers say they will trust a local business with positive reviews. They'll trust a local business with positive reviews. Now, you can't deny that because I posted this kind of question, I don't know, almost 3 weeks ago, I think, 2 weeks ago, about how we are now in a society where we are now taking advice from people we have no clue who they are on buying products and services. Pretty bizarre, if you ask me. Like literally, you're taking advice from people that you don't know who they are about products and services if you should buy something, okay? Back in the day, 10 years ago, the closest thing that you would do is you would actually go ask your friend, your neighbor, your business colleague, somebody that would essentially tell you their experience. If it was a mechanic, you would talk to a friend that went to that mechanic, or you would probably ask them who their mechanic is and if they're happy with it. And so now what we're doing is we're taking advice from people that are essentially complete strangers, all right? And we're buying from these companies that we don't even know these other individuals. For all we know, these people that have given reviews can be paid. We don't know that. I'm not saying that's what's going on all the time on business reviews or product reviews or service reviews. I'm not implying that. But my point being is that we're taking advice from other people. So it's a pretty staggering amount. 72% of consumers say they will trust a local business with positive reviews. Okay. Here's another cool stat. 92% of consumers will use a local business if it has 4+ star rating. Now you can't argue that either. If a local business has 4+ star rating, you are more inclined to buy from them than you are from someone that has 3 stars or less. And what a lot of people do is they'll actually see the 4+ stars and they'll start reviewing actually the poor reviews, okay, and what they say, because that kind of helps us determine if they're just some crazy customers or if these are legitimate cases, if there's a continuation of the same kind of challenge or issue, okay? So 90%, 92% of consumers will use a local business if it has 4+ star rating. This is where it's imperative as a local business, especially if you're service-based, that you have reviews for your company, okay? People will buy from you with positive 5-star reviews. I know in my old company, we were doing martial arts and personal training. We had 2 different businesses, and we have 2 different sets of reviews, one for martial arts and one for personal training and fitness. And what happened is that as we got more reviews, we had people trusting us. Google would put us higher in the rankings as well, too, on the organic searches and in the 3-pack. That helped a lot for our search engine optimization, as well as just helped out for credibility. And I guarantee we made several hundreds of thousands of dollars just because of those positive 5-star reviews. So this is where it's really important that you actually get reviews from your customers, okay? And I'm going to give you some tips on how to do this. If you're able to leverage some of these are some things that we actually do to help customers improve their reviews. It's going to do a lot for your company, okay? So, what I want to kind of do is I want to explain a few things on where you can get local reviews, all right? So, you can get it from Facebook, okay? Facebook now has a review system, and whenever you do Google searches for a local business, sometimes what you'll see is you'll see Google's reviews in their star system, you'll see Yelp's reviews in their star system, and sometimes you'll also see Facebook's reviews in their star system. These all run on a 5-star system, okay? And you want to make sure you try to have, in my opinion, the top 2, all right? Facebook and Google. Those are the 2 that you're going to want to have good reviews. Facebook, good for social media type proof. Google is good for that SEO juice as well as the search terms for your local company, because what's going to happen is that people are going to find you by doing Google searches. They're going to look for you by doing an actual search on Google. Don't tell me they search for you on YouTube and Bing. I highly doubt that they do that. You're going to do a local Google search on your service or product, okay? And so you want to have, a good amount on both of them. And some people say, well, how many should you have? Here's this easy solution and very, very simple to follow. More than your competitor. That's it. More than your competitor. And when I say more, I mean a staggering amount more, okay? So it looks like you are hand over fist the best solution for your company. All right? That's serious when I say this. You want to have more than your competitor. Yelp is a good solution as well, too. However, I'm not a big fan of Yelp. If Yelp people are watching this, you probably don't like me. But I personally am not a big fan. And the reason is that Yelp also filters their reviews. Even if they're positive reviews, they filter them and only extract those reviews if you as a company will invest in their marketing services. I'm sorry to say this, that's unfair, okay? Those reviews will show up, if you will, but they won't show up, okay? The stars will show up that you have some reviews, but the actual detailed write-up of the review will not show up unless you're doing some marketing services with them. So some of them might show up, but not all of them. So if you had 10 reviews, they might filter 8 of them. And I'm sorry to say this, but that's just unfair for local companies, local businesses. And that's an area where I really do think that Yelp could probably improve in when it comes to helping small business, okay? Is not filtering those reviews, but allowing these reviews to help build these companies, okay? So with that said, those are kind of be your 3 main places. If you're more of a home type business like roofing company, exterior company, plumber, or contractors, Home Advisor is a great place to get reviews. Angie's List is a great place to get reviews. Those are all great places if you're more of a home-based type company, okay? Otherwise, everything else, you're going to be looking and focusing on Facebook and on Google, all right? So what do I have here? We've got, let's see. So what I want to kind of cover is some of the best ways to do reviews. One of them is going to be video reviews. And so video testimonies are critical. They're huge, okay? And the best way to do this, some people don't know how to do this, is say if you're a service-based company, I don't know, maybe you're a massage therapist, okay? and you ask a customer to give a review, a video testimony, okay, about their experience with you. Most people don't actually like being on camera. Go figure, okay? Most people don't like being on camera. And on top of that, whenever you say, hey, give me a positive review, and then you just put the camera on them, they're going to talk really fast. They're not going to talk concise. They're not going to talk about, this fly is following me. They're not going to talk about exactly what you need to help build your business. And this is where it's important that you understand that you have to take control of how to handle these reviews. So what I mean by this is that instead of you asking them to give a review, why don't you do this? Spin it around and say, hey, can we do an interview about your experience with our service or product? That's different. And then all you do, and then they're like, interview, what do you mean? And say, hey, it's going to be 60 to 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes max, and we're just going to talk about your experience and what you've gotten out of it. And they're going to be like, oh, yeah, cool. And so all you're going to do is you're going to guide them through a set amount of questions, and you're going to let them know, be like, these are the questions I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask this question, and this question. And so what you do from there is you allow them to get comfortable, and they're like, oh, yeah, I can answer those questions. And they can actually answer them as though they're having a conversation. Do you see what's going on? So as opposed to saying, hey, give me a positive review and let me know what your experience was, go. And so what happens is that this is going to really hinder and hurt your business. It's going to hurt because it's not a straightforward, strong review. Does that sort of make sense? What did Jerry say? This is a great way to do it. It totally is. Doing any kind of interview is the best way of doing reviews, okay? And the other part is this, is that sometimes we as business owners will go to a customer and say, hey, when you have a time, can you actually give me a review? And they won't do it. They won't ever take the time to do it. Do you see what's going on? So instead, what you want to do is you want to say, hey, can we schedule 5 minutes where I can do a quick interview with you on your experience with our product or service? Sure. I'm more than happy to do that. What does that do? It allows you to establish yourself as, the person of authority right there. And they're going to be ecstatic because they're like, wow, you're going to interview me for, what I've done. It's going to be something that's going to be really cool for your customer. Okay. So, that's one way of doing it is doing interview style, right? Another way of doing this is you can literally do like a long-winded testimony and almost build up like a digital case study, okay? So maybe this is like 10 to 15 minutes, all right? And you actually have the camera facing towards you and you're sitting with them. The one that I was talking about is more of like you're behind the camera and you're asking them these questions and they answer them. Very simple, very quick, to the point, and you can edit it however you need to. The other one is where you actually sit down and it's like an Oprah Winfrey type setting. Okay, where they're, two people sitting together and they're basically just, talking about their experience and you're asking these questions and the person is just relating about whatever. I've done these before as well too for personal training clients. This works very, very well in this setting as well. So where I'm coming from is that what you want to do is you want to find different ways of building your testimonies. So testimonies are going to be kind of short and to the point in your case studies, okay? And so case studies are going to be like before and after situations. If you're a service, that's a great way to kind of explain it is, I don't know, let's say you're massage therapy is not a good example. Let's say you're a financial advisor, okay? You do investments for individuals, okay? And you essentially help them grow their wealth. So what you do is you can create case studies over the course of a year of your client's experience and what they've gained as far as more revenue or more money in their investments, all that stuff. Okay. That's where case studies really work. Another way of using case studies is if you're like a chiropractor, okay, and you come in and you have a patient that is completely broken, but you build a case study for their 6-month journey of transformation, whether their neck is completely curved or whatever the case is. These case studies are invaluable. And so what you're trying to do is to essentially close the gap between like, I'm scared of buying from you to where I know I need this, but I'm not sure. And you're trying to close that gap and boom, they both come in together and they want to buy from you. They trust your service or product. Does this sort of make sense? And so what you want to kind of think about is building a case for your brand, your business. Video is gold, okay? Where you can use video is you can use them on your sales page, on your home page, on a special page that's called like Testimonies page. And then where you can use your case studies is another way, is you can use that either, right before the purchase, maybe even right after the purchase. You could also use case studies as part of like a lead magnet. And so case studies can really be put in different places based on what or where the buyer is going to be, okay? Testimonies, I think, are best at the kind of getting them to opt in or to pay, maybe buy something, all right? Case studies are great where you're trying to get them over that hump and over that bridge, if you will, to actually purchase for sure on whatever ticket or whatever item you're selling. And then you could also have more in-depth type case studies on experiences and whatnot. So for after the purchase. And these case studies can basically be like, here's what you should do after you buy or something like that. And this is what this individual did. And they kind of train you. So those become your salespeople as your customer. Your customer becomes your salesperson. And so that's what's so important and valuable about case studies. Can you use case studies in documentation, like in a PDF format or a Word document? You totally can. I just don't think it's going to be as effective as it was before. Can you use both? Yes, I think you can use both. I think it's important to understand that video has a lot of power, okay? And so as a salesperson, myself, I thrive off of case studies and testimonies. And so what I typically do is when I work with customers that need marketing services, what I'll do is I'll say, okay, for us to do this partnership between the two of us, I need to make sure we both agree, all right, that after X amount of time, we do an interview or case study or testimony on your experience. And they're like, yeah, totally. I'm all over that. I'd be happy to do that. And so we set that up as part of our partnership to do work together, okay? Something else that works is obviously doing reviews. There are review services out there. I actually know a handful of them that are really, really good. And what they're designed to do is essentially make it easier for your client to do a review on Facebook and Google, okay? And what you do is you send them a unique URL, a link, okay, where they click on it and they can type in a review really quickly about their experience with whatever platform they want to go to. And that way you're able to see, have them actually do the review. Now, some people say is, well, why don't you pay someone to do reviews for you? Like give them a $5 gift card to Starbucks or something. The fly left. And so let me tell you something really quick. It's against Google and Facebook's terms of services, I'm telling you, to pay for reviews. So do not pay for reviews. It's against their terms of services to pay for reviews. And if you're like, well, I'm not really paying them, I'm just asking them to give me a positive review, you're still paying them for a review. You can't do that. Now, do people in companies and businesses do that? Yes, they do. I'm just telling you, terms of services, they do not allow you to do that. So if you do actually go forward with it and you do get caught, your business will be taken off of the search engines as well as probably Facebook. Can you create another one? Yes, you can, but it might be a little bit harder than what you think, okay? So just making that very clear is that if you plan on asking people to do reviews and you're going to give them something of value like that, then I would be very careful, okay? So there's ways on how you can get around this, all right? But I'm not going to be talking about that on my show. We're only going to be talking about white hat type practices that are, proper ways of doing reviews in business, okay? So you can talk about that and look it up and Google it as much as you like. Figure it out yourself, okay? So the last thing I want to do is the purpose behind reviews, or have a couple more things I want to do, is it creates authenticity and trust for your company. And what you're trying to do is create that authenticity and trust. So the more you get reviews for your company, then you're going to be very authentic and different, okay? And this can be any way in how you do them. There's all sorts of ways of doing these reviews. And then lastly is that I've already kind of covered this, but there are ways of setting up systemized automated review services. And if you don't want to pay for those services, Best way to do this is literally contact your customers that were happy and just reach out to them and say, hey, I just want to ask you to give me a positive review. Here's the link to it. I've actually did a little legwork because I know you've had an experience that you said this, this, and this. Feel free to copy and paste this if you feel okay with this review and put it on here. And so what you've done is you've taken the work of them having to find you on Facebook, having to find you on Google, think about what to write about, put it on there. Like, do you see what's going on? So if you do it for them and you essentially just kind of, lay it all out for your customer, all of a sudden your customer will be like, wow, you basically did all the work for me. I don't have to do anything. And I mean, obviously you want to make sure the review is in line with what they would probably say. And that's where you just say, hey, if you feel, like this actually did this for your company, then, let me know. And we'd love to have you, post this review for us. And let them know, be like, hey, your positive reviews helps us get more clients like you to come to our company and experience exactly what you experience. And that's what you're trying to do, is you're trying to leverage those situations, those companies those customers that are like what your current customer is, that come in and feel comfortable. That is why reviews are so powerful. And so if you use this correctly and you do it to the maximum, okay, and you do exactly what I just kind of covered, then what you're going to do is you're going to be able to create easy revenue. You're going to essentially eliminate that buyer's remorse, okay? You're going to eliminate that. Let me research this a little bit more, because they've already done their research. They've read the reviews. They saw the reviews. They read the case studies. They understand what you're doing, and they trust what you're trying to do, okay? So that's the best way to handle your reviews and why it's going to increase your revenue. Now, you can't tell me, well, right now I don't have any reviews, but we're doing good on revenue. What would happen if you started actually having reviews? Would you have more people contacting you? You can't tell me that you're not going to get more business. Do you see what's going on? And the reason I say this is that look at Amazon. Okay, Amazon, the ones that have the highest reviews are typically going to be towards the top. Okay, unless they're a paid ad. All right, Amazon, the one that have the highest reviews, typically going to be towards the top. All right, guess what? You're going to probably buy from them. Google, same thing. If you have the most reviews in your niche or industry, you're going to be showing up higher in the organic searches as well as in the 3-pack. Okay, guess what? You're probably going to be getting more business than not. Do you see what's going on here? So what you're trying to do is you're trying to create an opportunity to make more money from money that you never thought you didn't have. Does that sort of make sense? Okay, guys. So this is a short show for today, just because this one was just kind of a simple thing to kind of talk about. There's not really a whole bunch of ways on how to approach this. I mean, you can really kind of like, slice this up however way you want to. But what I was just trying to get to is that you need to make sure that you have testimonies and case studies on your site. We're actually building that up for ourselves as well too, and we're really excited to start launching ours here shortly as well. So make sure you guys get on this. It's going to start helping your company really grow and start generating more revenue, more leads, more trust and authority in your company. So if you guys are watching us on Facebook, you can always just go hashtag Boulder Media Radio to find our other station or other episodes that we've done. This is episode 20. You could also find us on our podcast. If you've missed some of our episodes, download our podcast on iTunes or Stitcher. I believe we might be on Google Play as well too. And it's going to be Boulder Media Radio is the station. Okay, we're going to be under the business and marketing section, I believe. If you guys do download it, please make sure that you guys give us a 5-star review if you find our content valuable. We really appreciate it. We want to keep delivering good stuff for you guys. And then if you guys are on YouTube and you guys are big YouTubers, we also have our own station as well too. So it's going to be youtube.com/JavyKicks, JavyKixs. And you're going to find us under our playlist, Boulder Media Radio. And this is where you can find all of our previous episodes. We've done already, this is number 20. So you're going to see all 19 of them. Not all immediately. I think they're getting launched. We have them set up to be launched every day for the next few days now. So I hope you guys found this valuable. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help you out. If you want to set up a free consultation with myself, where we can discuss a little bit more about your business and some best practices or approaches on helping your business grow, okay, whether it's in sales or marketing, or kind of come up with a strategy to essentially start generating more revenue, all that stuff. If you need help with that, we're happy to schedule these free consultations. They're usually about a half hour, but we can extend it a little bit longer based on your needs. And this is going to establish to see if you're going to be a good partner for us. Our goal is to make sure we work with customers and clients that really want to grow their business massively. We want them to be just super amazing, where they are just the superheroes as far as their niche, and people look up to them, and they're changing their industry because they're trying to be different and unique. So if you're looking for those opportunities and you want a smart and strategic way of helping your business grow ethically and morally correct, then please let us know. We'd be happy to set up a time to discuss this more in detail. Again, this is Javier with Boulder Media Radio, and we thank you for your time. You guys have a great day.